I think Mamochiron Senjinkai is probably a monster too, but I thought she was really strong or something. I thought he was a grappler. Even if I had been in that match without any injuries, I think the result would have been the same. Hiroya-kun, your physical condition and mouth looked really bad. Were you surprised by the result? By the way, Fukaichi, I thought, yeah, that's how it would turn out for me too.
Is everything alright, Mr. Fukaichi Jobin? Is there something going on? This conversation is just between us.
You don't know you were called Stalker? By whom? Mikuru Asakura.
Oh, you were called a stalker by Mikuru-kun?
I didn't know that!
Maybe it's because I'm persistent. It's true, Jobin-san is Jobin-san, and I've had things done to me by Jobin-san, but...
That shallowness is actually good. Seriously, that kind of shallowness.
Oh, really? That's what's good about it.
Scary.
That's terrible, isn't it? It's really awful and scary. It's delicious, right? Like, do you like this kind of bite?
My blueberry is delicious. It's Fukasawa, right? Mukai.
Me, mango. Even though it's blueberry, Mukai, you've been hooked on blueberries lately.
Fukasawa mango is good too, right?
Mukai, you're drinking water seriously, but I want to drink something like a Vitas. Mukai, you only have 1 cup. Fukasawa, no, I have some. I really do. Mukai, I'm hungry, you know. I haven't eaten anything since this morning. Mukai, my daughter too. She's drinking blueberry juice.
Fukasawa, you're drinking blueberry, Mukai? Blueberry Fukasawa protein? You're drinking that, Mukai?
I'm mixing protein with yogurt and drinking blueberry juice from Vitas.
Yanyan, it's really good. Yanyan, it's convenient, isn't it?
Fukai is super convenient.
Yanyan, the chocolate sticks are tasty, aren't they? Fukai. Yeah, they're delicious. No, not really.
It's tasty. Well, how should I put it? The flavor's definitely right.
Yanyan is delicious, isn't it? It's really good. Everyone, please get it from the summary section. My recommendation for Yanyan is blueberry yogurt. Shina, it's really delicious. Yanyan is seriously so good, that's what I'm saying.
Today, I'm with Kizaemon and Ryzen Dainichio. It's a group of guys. Could you please introduce yourselves, Kizaemon and Kizaimon's students and disciples?
Thank you for the meal.
Please. Next, try kickboxing at Ryzen and Hokkaido. Go for it.
I'm Kuraito Butts.
Go ahead.
I'm Kauta Sugimura.
It's count of 10. I mentioned 10 before, right?
It's about time for a tournament to come up on Insta or something. The match is set for January. I'm looking forward to it.
Please proceed, Masuji's coat.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Please make it just like in my dreams.
Next is kickboxing, which involves kicking with a turning movement. Do you enjoy it?
Well, yes, I like it. Well, yes.
Well, yes, I like it. What do you like? What do you like?
I'm still practicing A right now.
Today, I came straight here from Black Belt, Japan, and A is really popular right now, so it's all good.
Hey, like Fukai, kickboxing is amazing too. I come from a kickboxing background myself, so I wonder if the future will be more about boxing A or maybe C, something like boxing. It feels like that's where things are heading. That's just what I think though. But A is really profound.
It's amazing. It's actually a bit more fun. Honestly, A is more interesting to watch compared to kick.
When I started doing it myself and watching, it became more interesting.
Until now.
I hadn't really seen it much before.
And myself.
Until I started doing it myself, I had only watched kick. But once I started, I began watching A too. And watching A is interesting.
Yeah, I guess so. Hiramoto-san. Hiramoto, right? Since I'm from a kickboxing background, I just can't watch kick anymore. It's not interesting to me. He's also a martial artist, but I was a bit surprised to see that people find A more interesting than that.
But I also never watch those kick matches anymore. I just don't get it. I still watch real Takla Masaki and Wan's matches, but I just find A's matches more enjoyable and deeper.
Like, there's just more development, you know. Fukai. Yeah, exactly.
At first, when I watched sleeping techniques and stuff, I thought they were boring. But now I think they're amazing and really skillful. You really have to try them yourself.
Otherwise, you just don't get it.
For people who don't know anything about martial arts, maybe the fact that there aren't any stops is actually a big deal. Like, even if the referee calls a break or someone gets flipped over, the match just keeps going from there, right? I guess that's part of what makes it interesting.
But lately in A, the striking has gotten pretty high level too.
Because it's been getting better?
Recently, you don't really see people just holding a tight guard at the bottom anymore. And the image now is that even from the bottom, people are attacking upwards and striking, so it's become more like a real competition. If you look at the history, it's only been about 30 years or so, right? That's about as long as the sport itself. So I think this is really evolving more and more. It's increasingly resembling a real sport, or so it appears. That's my opinion, but I could be mistaken.
I wonder if becoming more like a sport will actually make it less interesting. That's what I think. I wonder. Boxing too, if you think about it. Wasn't it that the earlier matches were actually more interesting?
But like Naoya Inoue and others,
Yeah, I guess. There are exceptions, though.
people are gradually becoming more competitive. Naturally, as people get stronger, things become more unified, and because that's happening, even more amazing people start to appear. Like Musan, for example. That's why I think things will keep heading in that direction, becoming more competitive, don't you think? So I actually think it's better if it gets more like a competition. I guess it's not so much that I'm happy, but more that I want to be more like a real sportsman. You know, when people call me a fighter, I actually have more regrets from private matches. That's why I want things to feel even more like a real sport, more competitive.
If more money circulates, it will become more like a sport.
If it doesn't make money, then I think it's just a real fight in the end.
I'm always saying that, aren't I?
Don't do things that don't make money.
More like mixed martial arts and stuff, Boku. Like that, I think everyone should do things that make money.
I really understand. If I had to choose, I also think that way, but there are also a lot of fighters who do it for their own satisfaction or pride. And that's not wrong either.
That's exactly what makes them true top fighters, like Takeyoru or Sakit. Yoshi.
Naruku?
That's true, but I only have one handful, so I don't have much. If you go that far, I think it's only natural that would happen, but still, not everyone can get there. So, when I think about the whole group and when I think about martial arts, I want it to be more like a major thing, more like a sport.
Hoo-ya!
That would make me happier, you know, like, Ru, or rather like A, or boxing and stuff like that. It turns into money and, well, that's what I think, especially when I look at how things are going. Yeah. If you remember something like A, it's not a loss, and if you can do a trick for people, you can teach them that trick, and if you know a big trick, you can teach that too. Even after retiring as an athlete, you can teach others and make a living, enjoying a long career. That's why I encourage everyone to do A and keep telling them to go for it.
Well, Kickboxer too, you know, it's popular. Most people are moving to A, including Sofukai and the Kickboxers. Those who aren't are joining the other side because of the appearance of that guy.
Kifukai!
Kaneki also went. Kuchiko also went. And there was a kickboxing match with Otoko, right? Fukai, Uza, Kuchi Uza, and Yoshiya Fukai. That Azahi-san, Kuchi Azahi-san. Yes, Yoshiya-san, you knew each other from before, right?
Fukai, what kind of person is he? Or rather, what kind of person would you say he is?
Kuchi. Well, he's pretty out there as he is. Fukai. Kuchi. There really aren't many people like that, are there? People like that. Fukai. On the contrary, I know Asahisa-kun. So, Kuchi. I see. That's how it is. Fukai. That's all.
Kuko, separately.
Kuchi. Yes.
Fukai, I believe you're a good kid, or more accurately, an airhead.
Kuchi. That's so true, Fukai. You're such an airhead.
Yeah, but even with Fukai, Asahisa-kun is still stronger after all.
Kuchi. Mochiron Fukai is strong too, Kuchi. Mochiron.
I also thought the decision would obviously go that way, and it did.
Everyone saw it that way, so it was a complicated feeling. For me, I was at the venue, you know.
It occurred at the venue, which is precisely why I could see it during Asahisa-kun's match.
I want to ask about the atmosphere there. When Yoshitani-san was running away, was everyone laughing? What was it like there?
I already knew that Asahisa-kun was going to win overwhelmingly, so I was just focusing on the kids who were with me.
Not really the venue. I wasn't really watching. Did you two not really say much? Did you see it at the venue or in the footage? If you saw it in the footage, I'd like to hear your opinion. What did you think? Did you find it interesting? Did you laugh? Myself.
I found it really interesting. Instead of losing in a regular fight, they left behind a trail of close calls.
I feel Yoshiya Senshu truly fulfilled his role. That's my opinion.
As a professional fighter,
As an entertainer. There's also the part where that's what's expected of me, so I felt a little sorry, but I can do it. It's true. It's not like I'm weak. Is it Raizu or something? I appeared in Raizu, and I've been on Raizu a few times. This is my third time on Raizu, but every time I get some crazy matches.
It's Ito.
I don't know, Kite, but it's Asahi-san, so the way you use it is just mean. I don't like Yoshiya-san. There's always at least one person at the top.
It's scary, and maybe I've lost 3 times in a row, but that's only natural. That's just how it is. Kaito and Shiro.
When I play with Tori-kun, my level definitely keeps dropping, but still, it's scary. Fukai, you're way too much. Seriously, you're really terrible, Fukai. No, it's just too much. It's scary. Seriously.
It appears Fujitalebi was also dissolved, Fukai.
Fukai is scary, Yan. Every time you leave an impression. Fukai, you were well received this time too, right?
Yan, I can't really tell just by looking at the comments. Yan, I don't know how the person actually feels, but Fukai, Yan, yeah.
Fukai, I want to ask about that.
Yeah, Fukai. On the other hand, you ended up getting let go from Fuji Television, so I want to ask you a bit about that too. Fukai, why did you get let go?
I left without permission.
Fukai, probably, yes. Oh. On the day you came, Fukai, I don't really know what will happen there, but...
Ah, I see.
Fukai! Then when we gather Fukai, it's probably unlikely that you'll come back from the kick.
Kuchi, did you see the match, Fukai? I missed it. Fukai. Yes, I did.
Fukai. Well, but I was pretty much ignored.
Kuchi, I see, Hiramoto-jo.
Is that so?
It felt like a fighter, Fukai.
Hiramoto Senshu was thorough.
And slept.
And went for the technique.
That was boring, wasn't it? Look, it wasn't interesting at all.
I thought it would be a bit more of a landslide victory. Even Joe-kun was just normal.
It just felt like he won by keeping steady. That's exactly why Arsene and Tomizawa... Well, Arsene won, but it felt kind of risky, didn't it? For Arsene, I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of risky. The way he stands is risky. His stance is risky, you know?
But when it comes to finishing things, I thought that's impressive.
Of course.
It's a unique perspective, don't you think?
I like it, though. Oh, is that so? You really like it, huh? Why do you like it so much? I don't really get it. It's super popular, but I don't understand why it's so loved. I'm just someone who doesn't really get it, so...
Isn't it unique? The personality might be too strong.
Or maybe it's just cool.
Or maybe.
Or maybe it's just cool.
Unique.
She's a really great girl, and I really like her too, but is Sakuma cooler? Shinzawa has a certain aura, you know? Sakuma too.
At that time, didn't you feel like a kit player, Shinzawa?
No.
I'm just aware of it. Perhaps Sakuma feels the same way. Fukasawa, maybe it's time you start being aware of that too.
I'm just being conscious of it, Sakuma.
That illusion.
I'm trapped in that illusion and it only gets worse. It's wrong to think I'm popular. Sakuma, didn't you used to hang out with martial artists?
Fukasawa. Ah, that's Sakuma now.
Ayama.
Because it's a rock, it looks like it's sagging Fukasawa, right? Sakuma, what's that, Fukasawa?
There's some magic with Sakuma.
It's showing up on the wheel.
Fukazawa and Tatsuki-chan weren't really getting along, and Goki-chan's mouth was wide open in front of the guard.
Then go.
Tazuki Fukai-chan is a big mouth.
Ki-chan is Fukai Tazuki-chan! Ki-chan is a big mouth! Ki-chan is...
Fukai, you can't go there either.
Sufukai.
Iwazaka no.
Kuchi Goki-chan and Goki-chan, it was definitely Fukai, right? Kuchi Goki-chan was with them, right? It was definitely Fukai. Those two haven't had a match, have they? That girl, her colleague, had a match with Kuchi once. Fukai, huh? That sounds like Fukai. Fukai is scary. I saw Kuchi. It was Fukai, right? It was just one.
Yeah, that's right. Man, that's scary. Arsene is amazing. Seriously. By the way, I've actually had a match with Arsene before, a long time ago. Honestly, to tell the truth. I got cocky and my shoulder popped out in the first round. In the second, I went for a takedown but got hit with a flying knee. When I landed, my shoulder popped out again. I thought he was joking about his shoulder being out, but it really was. I ended up having a match with a dislocated shoulder.
Shinzawa, mouth so-
No, mouth. By the way, I lost 21 to Shinzawa. I lost.
I lost, Shinzawa. Haha, there's no mistake. I made a mistake. Sorry about that. That's seriously amazing. Staff member.
He said he won by dodging with his mouth and shoulders. Shinzawa, watching the footage, looking back at it, my shoulder really did pop out. People say, Shinzawa kid's shoulder's coming out. But yeah, even as Shinzawa, I somehow managed to endure it. Even when it came to the decision, I resisted and held on. But if I had been told, you're the winner, while my shoulder was out, I wouldn't have felt like I really won. It wouldn't have felt like a victory. It's okay.
We both lost, so it's no good.
No, but I got knocked out in the first round, so I just didn't have any luck. Back in those days, I just didn't have any luck. The savings I had when I was younger.
Bukarumaru returned there and is coming back.
So now, what do you call that? This...
Payment, or rather your payment.
After finishing the payment and finally taking out the gym membership, now it's really fun. Every day I get to meet some pretty good kids like this. Yeah, and well, that's just how it is. It's not religious, right? Well, it's not religious, but I might believe in things like those kanji characters and stuff. For example, when I used to teach kids, there were a lot of parents who couldn't let go of their children even though the kids needed to become stronger. And to those kinds of people, I often like their mothers or often their fathers. The kanji for parent is composed of elements meaning standing and watching from above a tree. Isn't that right? Like, my mom doesn't watch over me at all. I might have said things like that. You know, I get it. Or maybe I don't. Seriously.
I get it.
Huh? You sound weird when you say that.
No way. Ha 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 ha. That's so. It's about time. No.
Wait, but that's how it is. Religion.
There might be some parts that seem religious, but I don't think it's actually religious. Isn't that fine? Also, you have to be careful not to make too many girlfriends.
I'm not making too many. As for making them, it's just me, so it's not like it's spreading around. But Jichan was saying a lot of things properly.
Sakuma, no way. You say you're really devoted, but I'm not that devoted. I can't trust people who say that at all.
No, Sakuma, no, Sakuma, seriously, that's really bad. No, wait a second. Sakuma, what do you mean by the opposite? The opposite of what?
It's like this. It's going straight like this.
Sakuma, it's going straight like this, but the ground changes direction faster. Ha ha ha.
The ground, well, it's kind of... I thought maybe changing the ground was important, so I tried it. I'm just making excuses about the land and stuff. Haha. I make a really big deal out of it, though. If you get separated, you have to quickly replace it, right? Well, yeah, I guess you don't really get too attached to it. Yeah, you don't get too attached. Maybe if you go for a walk, you'll forget about it.
Does that mean you didn't really like it that much? No matter how I consider it, I absolutely love it. I wonder why that is.
From my perspective, you appear slightly off. What are your thoughts on this? From the perspective of a 17-year-old, what do you think about the way I love? When it comes to women, I go all out, right? I'm not exactly gentle, I just go all in. The current play.
The way of giving.
That's fine. But in reality, you know, I'm seeing about 2 women that I've been with, like this. Yeah, that was a little cool. What do you think?
I know Kitagawa-san is really, really amazing, you know.
Ciao.
Kucha. When he likes someone, he really, really likes them.
Uyona.
Without caring about who's around, he says, I love you so openly.
He does it a lot.
I really respect that part about him.
Respect him. Learn from him.
Well, I'll learn from him.
Even for me, whether it's a man or a woman, I don't really have a front or back, you know. I don't mind if anyone asks me anything. It's all okay with me.
I don't think that's a good thing, sorry. That might sound a bit condescending, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for the new information. Getting back to the main topic. Actually, never mind, I won't go back.
Deep. No way. No. Dame. Since the match is coming up, everyone gather around.
Let's get along. Even if you go to the restroom, keep it platonic with the girls.
I wanted to convey the greatness of the visitors from the venue, and that's what I focused on.
It's important to focus, isn't it? I was concentrating on the match between Hiratani and Ki. That was something I paid a little attention to, since I know both of them.
Both of them have great presence, and from the moment they entered, they had this cool aura. Watching them, I thought they were both really impressive, but still, Hiratani-kun's physical ability is just on another level.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's incredible, right? At that level, he cut 5 kilos of water weight on the day of the event.
What?
I just thought, that's kind of scary.
17 point something, right? So it's about 62. That's amazing.
Physically, my muscles are already at the level of a pro fighter's best body. Or at least, that's what I think.
Well, of course, Tatsuki's abilities are really high, too. My first opponent is Hiroya-kun, but Tatsuki, I'm going to keep getting better and better from here. Next year, I'll be a completely different person.
That's what I think.
My growth rate will be completely different. My very first match was probably at Tenshin's dad's gym, either my first or second match. When I saw him, I thought, this kid is amazing. He's definitely going to get strong. I could tell he had something special. I think the first time I talked to Tatsuki was when he had just turned pro, and I remember telling him, you have something, you look cool. And just like I thought, he really did. He's got a good nose, sharp eyes, a strong presence, and he does interesting things. This time, the result turned out the way it did, but he doesn't need to worry about it. I think his physical abilities will keep improving from here. Next year, Hiroya-kun is also working really hard and is strong, but if he faces Hiroya-kun again next year, I'm not sure if the result will be the same.
That's what I think.
I think Tatsuki is very talented. I've seen many fighters, but I still find him amazing. His skill level seems very high to me. I'm looking forward to it.
You do have a strong sense of fighting, don't you? I think you have a lot of it. Were you surprised by the results, by the way?
I thought, yeah, that's how it would turn out for me. It's not a big deal. A heroine's physical abilities are amazing, so that's just how it is.
There were probably a lot of people who thought, just by the way I talked, that I was doing punch or something like that. Even with Fukaya, I could throw a punch or maybe even land a little kick like this.
If I did that, would there be a chance, or could I land a single good hit? But honestly, I always thought punching would be tough from the start. I kept wondering, how am I supposed to win?
That's what I was thinking from the very beginning, so I just said it out loud. Were you surprised by that? What did you think of the result?
I actually thought it would turn out differently, Fukai.
That's what I said, right? Was I wrong after all?
Masano Fukai with a straight hit.
I expected Masano Fukai to speak up, but Naoto Choku and possibly Rei Fukai were also on that side. I dislike the Fukai family.
Well, for me, the physical difference is just too much, so of course there's a gap in punching power between Fukai and Mochironki.
Hello.
Fukai focuses more on punching, which has lower destructive power per strike compared to kicking. Moreover, Fukai's physical ability is on a completely different level.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Right, I was thinking, is Fukai really that tough?
I wonder if I said that, especially when you go to the ground, it gets pretty one-sided, you know?
When Fukai comes in with a kick and hits you with a knee or something, you get the image of falling down, but in the clinch, he just flies in and clinches. Bam, clinch. When you get hit, you fall down. If it were Hiroya-kun or someone, it would be a takedown in that instant. I thought you could get away with it however many times you tried that, so the level of skill is really high, but it's still a bit tough.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. With that result, Hiroya's fans were really happy, weren't they?
Well, whether it was me or anyone else, after buying that match, I thought Hiroya-kun was a really great guy.
But
it's not just Hiraku-kun who says that. It would be strange if only Fukai did. Fukai really is a great guy. When someone supports you, or rather when I saw that Fukai, I actually ended up liking Hirose-kun even more.
Yeah, he really seems like a good person, right? Fukai, I think he's a great guy. Seriously, yeah, Fukai, you know, because he does stuff like fly class tournaments. I want Kuchi to win, but Fukai, Kuchi, it will be tough. I like Fukai and also Okikuho-san, Oki.
there's no one who can beat Chan's stall.
Ogi-chan's victory, but still.
Tetu, ha ha ha!
I'll say it since we know each other, Oji Kubo-san, honestly, there's no one left who can beat you. Who's even out there?
Maybe Hiroya too, with one good strike, Ogiki.
Kubo-san can strike too, and he's pretty sneaky. The way he strikes is not bad at all. Ha 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 ha. If he wins by decision, it's really interesting. But I'm confident Oyamoto-san will win. The only one who could beat Oyamoto-san is probably Makoto-kun.
If Makoto Fukai has a chance, then honestly, I think it's probably Makoto-kun.
That's what
I think so too.
A tiebreaker would put Tonaman and the other two at the top, making it intense.
Imakoto's technique is with the left knee.
Did it?
If his left punch gets even more powerful and he can knock people down with it, that'll be something. Aren't you scared? I mean,
What do you think? This match was good too, wasn't it?
Well, honestly, I was sure we'd win this match for sure, but Fuji, I don't really know his name at all, but when he came in, I thought, this guy looks cool. He's got a presence.
As for Fuji,
He looked cool coming in with Hikaru Utada's song. I wondered why Hikaru Utada for a martial arts event, but he really had that cool vibe, that presence. I just thought he's probably a good guy. Yeah, he was really cool. People with that kind of presence, when they win, it gets the crowd going and they rise up, you know? That's what I thought.
About that.
It's not like that though.
No, you just said it really clearly.
Makoto appears to be slacking off and not doing anything productive on Instagram. He's not putting effort into his appearance either. The same goes for Fukai, who isn't doing anything either. 1 billion yen. Though he appears to put effort into his appearance, that's about all there is to it. I think Fuji is really cool.
I thought he was cool, so I want to support someone like that.
I like Akita because he's pretty cool.
He seems to favor flashy, superficial fighting techniques, you know? Supporting the cool guy, Fukai, I believe that's the better side.
Isn't it better to be popular with girls?
Of course, that's true too.
Because I want to broaden my range of martial arts skills.
But well, personally, since I know Makoto, of course I want to support Makoto. I want to support him, but I don't think this is a match where you need to be that worried. That kid was at the venue the whole time.
That kid repeated that it's amazing, referring to his current girlfriend multiple times.
Stop it, Shingo. That's not a good way to say it if you want to be trusted.
But just to be sure, this is the child from the one you broke up with, right? She's not around, is she, Min?
They all get along with me, so they're all good kids. Let's stop talking about girls already. Let's talk about the martial arts match instead.
I got it! I also really like the match between Genkata and Nishitani. After watching this, I started to like Nishitani a bit more. That's interesting, Nishi.
Tani-kun is interesting. I like him too. He's funny, and he seems smart somehow. I'm not familiar with the original players' names, but from the moment they enter, they have a commanding presence and look incredibly cool.
Kono Ibiji. Yoru Donda. Are you entering? That's cool!
I thought it was cool.
It's cool.
Right?
If you see a kid watching with you, cover their eyes and don't let them see. Hashiguchi. Ha 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 ha. Then it's no good.
There's a sense of tension. Fukai has a certain presence, a good man's vibe, right? Yeah, that's true, but in the end, it feels like the result will turn out that way anyway. Fukai, you're not gonna do it, huh?
Ka, Nako, I kind of want to see Mikuru-kun and Fukai and also Hara-kun together.
Me.
I think it might be okay to do it next time.
On the contrary.
Shinai would be interesting, but Mikuru-kun will likely wrap it up even if I say something.
Yeah, I also think Shinai will wrap it up.
Regardless of the situation, I believe Mikuru-kun would prevail against any opponent Shinai. Considering his recent victories against formidable adversaries, his current fighting style demonstrates his exceptional strength.
From there, May.
Yeah, that's right. Even if Hara-kun does it again, I think he could do it the same way.
Yeah, I think that's probably how it'll turn out, but it's still exciting. I still think it'll get lively. I kind of want to see it too, you know. Me too, somehow. I need to go, Doisier. I have something to do like Mikuru Hiramoto. In the meantime, before that, if you put in Harumoto, Hirakio, Asakura Mikiri, then everyone will say Mikuru will win, right?
That's the feeling.
Isn't it perfect? Fukai agrees, and I do too. How did Mikuru Suzukiki look before the match?
Even Fukai was a bit nervous, I think. Chihiro Fukai is amazing, so I thought that...
Return.
Is it about Fukai? I thought it would be scary if I had to face her directly. Even though I say Fukai, she still had the image of a striker, so I knew Fukai could definitely do the sleeper hold, but with practice...
Yeah.
I wondered if she would go for the knockout in a match, given her image, but she proved to be a true grappler. Watching that match, even though she was striking, she took her opponent down and, well, I thought she was really skilled. She's definitely a grappler.
That's like,
Yeah.
So, were you watching, you know, that thing?
Right, Ochikubo, with that strategy.
now, it's trending. Nurumago, for example.
Shimifu and others, those who look like they can hit, are called grapplers.
Uka.
It's like they knock people out with crazy punches. That's their style. They win with striking.
Yofu.
I thought, oh, Nashan is sparring with A. So that's what I thought.
Pretty much. It was one-sided, wasn't it? I thought it was one-sided on one side.
Watching that match, I couldn't discern the extent of Kairen Senbin's injury or his potential. But I wonder if even if I played without any injuries, the result would have been the same. That's what I thought. Oh, I see. But Mikuru, I think everyone probably feels the same way. On top of that, I'm physically strong, and my sleeping techniques have improved with practice. And now Bokushi-sensei comes to teach us batting again, so I don't really know how things are going, but I can do it just fine.
Because I had an image in my mind.
Maybe a rematch sometime. I'd like to see you face off against Suzunoki Chihaya from Fresh.
But I'd also like to see Chihaya and Mikuru-kun go at it again during Fresh.
They really should do it.
Even if they do it in the deep well, I think Mikuru-kun would still win. That's just my opinion, though.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like that's how it is. If you can't keep, then a deep well. If you can't keep, I don't think keeping is that easy. What do you think, Deep Well?
Sawazuki, I believe Mikuru will win again.
Yokoto, win again. I don't know. Yokoto, I don't really get it. Yokoto's pretty difficult, isn't it?
You can win with Sawapu as usual.
I won with Mikuru Shinazawa's 10.
A crossfight against Shinazawa. Oh, you're really getting the hang of it.
A crossfight, I see. Well, I'd like to see that.
Even with Shinzawa, yeah, for me it's like that. But Shinzawa, I think Mikuru-kun would just go for a straightforward win. He'd just fight straight up and win, wouldn't he?
Of course.
I believe it will progress to the first and second rounds, but Chibin
is doing his best.
Even if he pushes himself, He'll still get hit again. You can do it, Mikuro. It's just a normal southpaw, and with an orthodox southpaw, you can keep your distance. Because it looks like that, I think he'll keep doing the same thing over and over, coming in quickly and repeating the same moves several times. I can't really imagine Senbin being knocked down by a standing strike, but with a takedown
in controlling him.
I imagine it would be more like pounding on him, like in the Daikiho fight.
I also did some naming, you know.
That fighting style is what A is now, but is that really the right answer?
I think focusing on winning is the best thing.
Well, maybe that's it.
Interesting.
Well, putting aside whether it's interesting or not.
But whether Mikuru Asakura's fans find it interesting or not, it doesn't really matter, does it? If he wins, everyone gets excited. If he wins, everyone feels happy. Like a festival. It's like fireworks going off.
But honestly, I know Chiben really well. And in many ways, I was really supporting Mikuru-kun, so I'm disappointed that it wasn't a match of martial arts. I think having a lot of experiences that made me think deeply is important, but the one who really raised the reputation of fighters was Mikuru-kun, thanks to him. That's what I think.
Including things like that.
So I'm really grateful for that, and if Mikuru-kun loses here, it would be boring for Kenshin and the others, and if it doesn't make money, then doing another business would still be amazing.
Success.
And I wouldn't like it if I was just replaced, and Mikuru as a fighter is still. I think it's necessary, so in that sense, I was really supporting Mikuru-kun.
Because he's someone who's come this far?
I really felt that way.
Other fighters have been helped by that too. Yeah, that's why.
Even now, thanks to Mikuru-kun, fighters have an environment where they can make money like this. That's the same for Hara-kun too. And that's the same for Hiromoto-kun, too. He's doing well, too. Since that's there, I don't think the fighters really need to worry about it. But as for me, I'm just a guy who's left martial arts and is now working in the martial arts field, so...
Thank you. That's really what I think.
Yeah, it's definitely better when things get more exciting, because Shinai gets things going, you know. Maybe I should just say, do your best, do your best. Yeah, well, that's how I feel too. Since the channel features martial arts, it was better that Yan Mikuru won, as Shinai makes things more exciting.
I also said that I was supporting him.
I anticipated Shinai Naruhodo Naruho's win in a Yan manner, but it appears he's strongly disliked by Asakura fans, despite my being Shinai with a good deal of Yan as well.
Being Yan is fine, but being disliked isn't good.
There's nothing you can do about it, right?
Yan, I'm already a dad, so Yan, lately, I've started to care about it. But until recently, Yan was indifferent about it.
It was like, Yan, it's nothing to worry about.
I've never even talked about it. They're just saying whatever they want. Even the idiots are going on and on like that. I don't care about shallow people anymore, so even if Yan or whoever says something, even if there's all this back and forth, it's just Yan. I think it's thanks to Mikuru-kun that I feel this way. Mikuru, that's true, Hashi.
Yeah, that's true.
Mikuru, I'm happy, I'm glad.
She, Hashi, Gucci. It's interesting we can have those exchanges, but Inoue being too funny or too much of a joker isn't good.
Recently,
I've started to think about it lately, but I don't think he really feels anything. I don't think he feels anything at all.
I know him pretty well, but I think he probably doesn't really care about who does what, even less than everyone thinks. But, Jobin...
that thing. What is that, Jobin-san? You know about that, right? Jobin-san, you know about that thing, right? Did you know that Jobin-san was called Stalker? By whom? Asakura Mirai Fukai.
Well, in the old days, they'd call you a stalker, right?
Fukai? I didn't know that, but you are persistent, so I get it. Jobin-san, you were made out to be a stalker victim on Fukei's sub-channel, right? They portrayed you as the bad guy, like a villain. Sorry about that. Rising Fukai. Fukai!
I didn't know. I really didn't know about that amazing Yan Jobin, that's all. Speaking of business, wasn't I a fan of Asakura Mirai? In a way, business is better.
No, I'm really a fan!
Maybe though.
I prefer Jobin-san, while Asakura Mirai's fans focus on business matters.
That's just business, right? Bye.
It's important Jobin-san doesn't misunderstand, as it's a business assassin. I really like Jobin-san. I truly do. You know, Jobin-san, there's something that Jobin-san did to me before, but that Asa...
It's fine if it's shallow! No, seriously, that's shallow.
It's fine if it's shallow? No, it's just like... It was like seeing Jobi-san practicing with Aniki and Mikuru-kun once. Yuta Kubo.
And Miku.
Rukun thought that was really great. Was it Insta or something? Oh, I posted it, and honestly, this guy is so sweaty.
What do you think is good and what?
Ina.
Of course, that's fine. Of course, at that time, I was scheduled to have a match with Hiromoto-kun, right? so I'll probably take measures for that. Kun practiced calling me Aneki, and I get that. Isn't it good to do what's natural?
I lack deep knowledge about the details of their training, their relationship, or their reasons for bringing this up in this manner.
I just thought, oh, he's practicing, he's working hard. I just assumed that and watched it kind of casually, like, oh, that's nice.
Doing it like that. Jobi-san really sweats a lot.
That's what I thought, but...
Wow, I thought this level of detail was already amazing, but still, isn't that Jobin-san?
No, that's just nothing, really. It's like, you really know the fans, and you get a sense of how the fans think, and you feel like you've become one of those fans yourself, right? Yeah, that's why I find it so interesting.
I really love the things Jobin-san does because he is just so interesting. Jobin is uniquely himself. As a person, isn't he just a really good guy? He thinks about a lot of things, and he's also really strong at games. He always thinks about how to live his life properly in each era. As an individual, his abilities are exceptional, but he struggles with building organizations.
He's a wise person who adapts to changing times, in my opinion.
Even in those times, he became a champion and left results, so I really respect him for that. I really like him, but even though he's so amazing, the fact that Jobin-san does things like that, his shallowness is something I can't help but love. You get it, right? I never say it, but I really like that kind of thing.
See, you said it.
Jobin-san said something to me, then Mikuru-kun came over to my place to practice, so that's why I'm saying it that way. It's like, I try to predict what's gonna happen, and when I see that, I realize I haven't decided on anything at all.
Man, this guy's making me sweat.
I found it very interesting. That's what I was thinking, but...
You're really good at using it, really good. But Jobin-san, you're truly amazing. I don't really know the details of how Jobin-san became a regular. But Mikuru Asakura called Jobin-san a stalker on his own channel. And I think there were a lot of supportive comments and people reaching out. So he got to appear on the channel. I'm not sure if it was because I was allowed to talk about Mikuru Asakura or if it was just a joke. Honestly, I really don't know.
I'm unsure if he was joking or genuinely disliked it.
I don't really know, but Mikuro Fukai is the type of person who keeps his distance until you get into his circle, but once you're in, he really values you. That's why I think he really cares about the people around him. That's just my impression, so it's not like I know him that well either, and I keep my distance too, but still, that's kind of surprising to me. Yeah, that's a bit unexpected.
I didn't know that about him or much about Fukai. I don't see that side of him, but I feel like I just learned something new. Yeah.
If this was staged, you could call it that. But if we can talk like this, that's fine too.
It seems like we often collaborate. I've collaborated with Asakura Kai, Fukai, and Kai-kun before.
I was on Asakura Kai's channel. I'm unsure about Fukai's situation.
I'm not sure, but I always feel nervous before a match. Fukai and I have been talking before and after matches lately. Yeah, Fukai gets a bit on edge before a match. So, probably even more than everyone thinks, Mikuru-kun is really stressed out, even on a daily basis. He's a businessman, so there are things he wants to do, and he's always thinking about the whole picture. That's especially true before a match. If you don't understand that, or if you don't let him do things his way, that kind of stress probably just builds up, you know? That's probably what happens. After the match, he likely loses interest in it.
That's what I think. The person himself.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know about this. I really don't get it. What do you think?
Is that so?
If there was an obvious collaboration, I'd understand, but, you know.
But it's good publicity for the collaboration, right? Yeah, for the collaboration.
It really becomes a big deal.
Mr. Jobin is truly elated about it. Is he such a big fan of us Kramakuru to be this happy?
No, I still think Mr. Jobin is amazing. Even if people say he's a shallow guy, I imagine. I think maybe he just likes that kind of thing, but when I talk to him about something completely unrelated, he actually watches the matches properly, and he really likes it. Well, he likes it, he really does.
I think he's making a big deal out of it, though.
But sometimes I wonder if he really likes it as much as he says.
He really loves martial arts, doesn't he? Jobi-san really does.
He's passionate about martial arts and is highly knowledgeable. He'd likely be an amazing coach if he pursued that path.
Victory.
That's what I think anyway.
Yobe.
You should just do it.
I remember you saying that Jim isn't interested, that he likes drinking and girls, and that's why he's always at girls' bars. I think you said something like that.
Yeah, right? It's kind of shallow, don't you think? What do you think about that kind of age difference?
It's shallow.
But girls' bars just now, but I still think it was a good idea.
You can't drink alcohol, right? You haven't had any yet, have you? I haven't had any. I can't really say anything back.
Then bite a Seuss.
You said you quit drinking, right? Was there some incident like that?
You work at a girls' bar in Fukai but don't drink? If you did, you wouldn't say that? Let's go to Fukai and see what you say. Fukai-kun, let's go to Jobin-san's bar next time.
That's fine. Fukai, let's just go quietly and make it a project. Let's bring the camera too and go to Fukai. That might be good. Yeah, that's fine. Fukai, are you really working there or not? I think there's a good chance Jobin-san isn't there. I think the probability is pretty high. Fukai, yeah, I don't think I'm there either.
Fukai, I wish you weren't there.
I want that.
If you're here, work hard. Otherwise, it's pointless. People say you're serious, but if you weren't, it would be funny.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry. Getting back to the main topic, is that alright? I completely forgot what we were talking about. Okay then. Thank you for watching.